Welcome to Cozy English A to Z's, the podcast where adults learn English in a calm and natural way. Today, we're practicing English through conversation, storytelling, and vocabulary woven into real dialogue. And you can listen while you drink coffee, make lunch, take a walk, or just rest during the day. No pressure, just English. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more videos. And I'm here with James. Hi, James.
Hey Ella, hi everyone. I'm excited and also a little nervous because you told me today's topic is gratitude and positivity, which makes me sound like a motivational speaker before I've even had breakfast. But I'll do my best.
You're already doing well. And yeah, today we're talking about gratitude and positivity. Not in a cheesy way and not in a fake smile way. Just noticing things that make life feel better. And that kind of mindset also helps with language learning.
Yeah, because, if you're stressed or negative, sometimes your brain shuts down and refuses to absorb vocabulary. I've experienced that a lot.
Exactly. And for people listening who are learning English, I want to start gently. Gratitude means appreciating things, big things or tiny things. And positivity means choosing a more helpful attitude, even when life is messy. Not pretending everything is perfect, just focusing on what helps instead of what hurts.
Okay, I like that definition. And since we're talking about gratitude, I'm already grateful for my coffee.
Same. Your coffee looks extremely, I don't know, fancy today?
It does, right? It has this silky microfoam on top, which makes me feel like I'm important or classy or something. Microfoam just means tiny bubbles in the milk so it tastes smooth.
Silky is a good word too. Silky means smooth, soft texture. You can say silky hair, silky chocolate, silky lotion, silky soap even.
Or silky pajamas.
True. And yeah, you're right. We already taught 3 words without trying. Gratitude is funny. It makes you notice textures, colors, smells, sounds, tiny sensory things.
Sensory means related to the senses: sight, hearing, taste, touch, and smell. For example, when I appreciate the smell of fresh bread, that's sensory gratitude.
Exactly. And microgratitude is a term I love. It means being grateful for very small details. For example, warm socks, cold countertop, sunlight on skin, clean sheets, or, like you said, coffee foam.
Microgratitude is easier for me than big philosophical gratitude. Like, being grateful for world peace is difficult, but being grateful for a spoon that feels balanced in my hand, that's easy.
I love that. Balanced spoons. Honestly, that's the most charming thing you've said today.
Well, you know me, I aim to impress. But yeah, gratitude for small things adds up over time.
Adds up means accumulates. When many small things add up, the total becomes meaningful. Like saving coins. 1 coin doesn't matter much, but over a year, it adds up.
Exactly. So, since we're on the topic, can I tell you about my Monday?
Yes, please.
It was a disaster, sitcom level bad. I overslept, missed my bus, then my phone battery died, and my boss was like, "Why didn't you answer my messages?" It felt like a domino effect,
By the way, domino effect means one event causes another, and another, like falling dominoes.
right? And after that, I felt frustrated, annoyed, and honestly, kind of attacked by life. But then at lunch, I went to this little deli, and the woman working there gave me a cookie and said, "You look like someone who needs something sweet." And she just smiled and walked away. And suddenly, it broke the pattern. I started laughing, and everything felt less heavy.
That's so cute. And also, free cookies are sacred.
Sacred means extremely special or important. In this case, I'm exaggerating for humor. Cookies are not literally sacred, but emotionally, yes.
And the interesting part is that the cookie didn't fix your morning, but it changed the story in your mind.
Yeah, I realized something important. I can't control the bus schedule, my alarm, or my boss's mood, but I can control the story I tell myself about those things. That's gratitude. It's not pretending, it's reframing.
Reframing means changing how you interpret something. For example, instead of saying, my morning was awful, you reframe it as, my morning was chaotic, but a stranger gave me a cookie and now it's funny. Reframing doesn't deny the problem, it just shifts perspective.
And perspective means the way you see something mentally, not physically, mentally. If two people see the same situation and one gets angry and one gets curious, that's perspective difference.
And perspective affects emotion, which affects behavior, which affects language. Language learners with positive perspective learn faster because they engage instead of freeze.
Freeze meaning shut down, stop functioning, like when you're overwhelmed.
Exactly. So gratitude actually helps learning, which is cool.
Speaking of learning, you mentioned a gratitude journal before. How's that going?
Um, I've started a gratitude journal like 6 times in my life.
6?
Minimum. Don't judge me. But the problem was always that I wrote huge things like my health or my family or the world, and that felt abstract. So I gave up.
Abstract means not specific, not concrete, hard to visualize, like ideas instead of objects. Love is abstract. My sister hugging me while I cried is concrete.
Exactly. So this time I made it easier. Every morning I write 3 things I'm grateful for, but they have to be small and specific. For example, the smell of clean towels, the first sip of coffee, warm shower tiles, my neighbor saying good morning, and the quiet hum of the fridge.
Warm shower tiles are elite gratitude. I support this.
Elite here means excellent or premium, used humorously. And specific makes it real. So instead of saying, I'm grateful for comfort, I say, I'm grateful for warm tiles under my feet at 7:30 a.m.
That's a big difference. There's also a phrase for this: small wins. Small wins are tiny achievements that make you feel better. For example, choosing fruit instead of chocolate, replying to an email immediately, or washing dishes right after eating.
Exactly. Small wins help build resilience. Resilience means being able to recover from difficulty or stress. For example, a resilient person can lose a job and look for another one, or fail a test and study again. Children are resilient when they fall and stand up again.
Resilience is emotional flexibility, and emotional flexibility makes positivity easier.
I like that. Emotional flexibility. That's something language learners need too.
Absolutely. Speaking a second language requires making mistakes, learning slowly, and laughing at yourself. If you're not emotionally flexible, you quit early.
Can I tell you a childhood story?
Always.
Every summer I visited my grandmother in a small town. I was a city kid, so at first I thought it was boring. No malls, no movies, no noise. But my grandmother cooked like it was art. She chopped vegetables slowly, kneaded dough slowly, and she had a small garden with mint, basil, and tomatoes. Everything smelled alive. When I got older, I realized those summers taught me gratitude for simple things, for flavor, for time, for patience.
That's beautiful. Smells and tastes are memory machines.
Memory machines. I love that. Sensory memories are powerful, and we often take them for granted.
To take something for granted means to not appreciate something because it's always there. For example, clean water, electricity, family members who help us, or even our own body. We only notice them when they disappear.
Yes. And gratitude reminds us not to take things for granted.
Speaking of perspective, can I tell you something about my cousin?
Please do.
She had to move to a very small apartment for 6 months. At first, she hated it. Too small, too loud, too old. But after a few weeks, she started noticing positive things. The bakery downstairs opens at 6 a.m., so the hallway smells like fresh bread. The neighbors say hello instead of ignoring each other, and in the afternoon, the windows make a perfect square of sunlight on the floor.
That's perspective shift. The situation didn't change. The meaning changed.
Exactly. And meaning is powerful.
Some people think positivity means being fake or ignoring problems. But real positivity is about accepting that life is messy and choosing not to make it worse inside your head.
That's poetic and true. And also free psychology.
Free psychology is the best psychology.
There's another vocabulary word that relates to gratitude: mindful. Mindful means paying attention to the present moment without judging it. For example, mindful eating means paying attention to taste and texture. Mindful walking means noticing sounds and movement. Mindful mornings means starting slowly without rushing.
Mindful is a great word for language learners. It encourages curiosity instead of frustration. If you're mindful when learning English, you notice small things: the rhythm of a sentence, the sound of an R, the way native speakers pause or say, or like.
Also, filler words like like, and make dialogue sound real. Without fillers, English sounds robotic.
Agreed. And noticing fillers is part of mindful listening.
Can I ask you a question? What's the smallest thing you were grateful for this week?
Okay, this is very random, but my socks. On Tuesday, I wore socks that were soft and warm, but not too tight. And I literally said, wow, inside my head.
That's incredible and also extremely relatable. Comfortable socks are a blessing.
Blessing means something good that feels like a gift. For example, having time to rest is a blessing. Friends are a blessing. Or silence is a blessing.
Silence is a big blessing, especially when I'm stressed.
What about you? Small gratitude this week?
I had one yesterday. I was in a hurry and I caught the elevator at the perfect moment. Like, the doors were closing and I slipped inside right before they shut. It was so satisfying.
Oh, yeah, elevator timing is a top tier small win.
Top tier means the highest level used humorously. And the example shows something important. Gratitude isn't only emotional, sometimes it's logistical or practical.
Exactly. Practical gratitude is very real. For example, having the exact amount of change for a coffee, catching a green light, or finding a parking space immediately.
Or discovering that your favorite fruit is on sale. That's elite joy.
And that brings up another point. Positivity can be playful. It doesn't have to be serious or spiritual. It can be silly.
Yeah, people think gratitude means writing essays about philosophy, but sometimes gratitude is just being happy that grapes were cheap today.
Grapes are expensive sometimes. I would absolutely be grateful.
Same. And that leads to a nice ESL tip. When someone shares gratitude, you can respond with enthusiasm. For example, nice, that's great, lucky, I love that, or good for you.
Encouraging someone's gratitude builds connection. Humans love shared joy.
Shared joy is an important concept. Celebrating other people's good fortune makes relationships stronger.
Good fortune means good luck or positive circumstances. For example, getting a promotion, finding an apartment, or healing from illness.
And now that I think about it, shared joy is rare. Many people share negative things easily but keep positive things private.
True. Negativity spreads quickly because it's dramatic and emotional. Positivity spreads slowly because it's gentle and quiet.
And yet, positivity is healthier.
There's a phrase: what you focus on grows. If you focus on problems, they feel bigger. If you focus on small good things, they multiply.
Multiply means increase in number. For example, if you smile at 3 people and they smile back, positivity multiplies in a tiny social experiment.
I love that. Tiny social experiment.
I once tried that on the subway. I smiled at a woman, she smiled back, then a kid smiled at both of us, and suddenly the whole energy changed. It was weird and adorable.
That's actually a great example of positivity in action. And it costs zero money.
Gratitude is free, positivity is free, and they make life cheaper in emotional currency.
Emotional currency is a very poetic phrase. I approve.
Thank you, I have my moments.
Something else I want to emphasize for ESL learners: gratitude helps with vocabulary because it forces you to describe details. Like, instead of saying the weather is nice, you say, the sunlight is warm and the breeze is soft. Details require words.
Yes, and details improve storytelling, and storytelling improves fluency.
Speaking of storytelling, can I tell you something that happened last week?
Absolutely.
I went to the park with a coffee and a book, and I sat on a bench, and this little kid walked by with his mom, and he was like 4 years old, and he said, "Mom, look, the trees are dancing." And I looked up, and the wind was moving the branches. And I thought, that's gratitude? Noticing beauty without adult cynicism?
Cynicism means expecting the worst or believing people have bad intentions. Many adults are cynical because life can be rough, but children are curious instead of cynical.
Exactly. Curiosity is a form of positivity.
Curiosity means wanting to learn or explore something. For example, being curious about how bees make honey or why the sky changes color.
Curiosity makes language learning easier. If you're curious about words, grammar feels less like torture.
Yeah, so curiosity is like an engine for learning.
So let's connect this to advice for listeners. If you practice gratitude in English, even silently, your brain practices vocabulary. Example: I'm grateful for the crunchy toast, or I'm grateful for the cool breeze, or I'm grateful for this soft pillow.
Crunchy means firm and makes a sound when you bite it, like chips are crunchy or toast can be crunchy and apples are also crunchy.
Breeze means gentle wind. A soft breeze on a warm day is peak happiness.
Peak means a highest point. Used informally, it means best version. For example, peak happiness, peak season, or peak performance.
You're getting poetic again. Okay. So we talked about micro gratitude and perspective. But what about positivity? People often misunderstand positivity.
True. People think positivity means pretending everything is perfect, but that's toxic positivity. Real positivity is accepting reality and choosing the most helpful reaction.
Yes, helpful reaction, not necessarily happy reaction. For example, if you lose your job, positivity doesn't mean saying, this is great. It means saying, this is hard, but I can look for options. Or, I can learn from this.
Positivity is realistic optimism.
Optimism means expecting good possibilities in the future. Not guaranteed, just possible. For example, the weather might be nice tomorrow, so I'll take my bike.
For ESL learners, a useful sentence pattern is it's hard, but like it's hard, but I'm trying. Or it's hard, but I'm learning. Or it's hard, but I'm improving.
That pattern is powerful. It makes space for difficulty and progress at the same time.
Exactly. Gratitude does the same thing. It doesn't deny reality, it just highlights useful parts.
Highlight means draw attention to something.
And now I want to ask another question. What's something you used to take for granted but now appreciate?
Oof, so many things. Sunlight, definitely. As a kid, I never noticed sunlight. Now I'm obsessed. I love the warm color, the way it changes during the day, the shadows it creates.
Same. And sunlight improves mood. Vitamin D, serotonin, all that good stuff.
What about you?
Honestly, fresh air. I used to live in a basement apartment with terrible ventilation. Now I have windows and I'm grateful every morning when I open them.
Ventilation means air movement. Without ventilation, air becomes stale or stuffy.
Stale means not fresh, stale air, stale bread, stale jokes.
Stuffy means lacking fresh air, like a car with closed windows in summer.
Also, I used to take friendship for granted. When I was younger, friends were automatic. Now I have to make time, show effort, send messages, and meet intentionally. And that makes friendship more valuable.
Intentional means done with purpose or awareness. For example, intentional rest, intentional eating, or intentional conversation.
So, gratitude is also relational. Relational means connected to relationships.
Yes, gratitude can improve relationships because people feel seen and appreciated.
Appreciation is another good word. Appreciation means recognizing value. For example, appreciating someone's work, time, kindness, or presence.
Appreciation can be expressed in tiny ways, saying thank you, sending a message, or giving compliments.
Compliments are positive comments about someone. For example, I like your glasses, you speak clearly, or you did a great job.
Compliments create micro-positivity.
Micropositivity is now my new favorite term.
I'll send you an invoice for that.
I knew there'd be fees.
Another helpful thing, positivity is easier during the day. That's why daytime listening is great for learning English. During the day, the brain is alert, senses are active, and mood is more stable.
Yeah, in contrast to at night, brains are tired and dramatic.
Right? Exactly. That's why Cozy English has both daytime episodes and sleep episodes. Different goals, different vibes.
Speaking of goals, can we give listeners some practical ideas for practicing gratitude in English?
Yes. Okay. Idea 1, gratitude lists. Just list 3 things in English every morning, small or big. For example, warm sweater, friendly bus driver, good music.
That's a good one. Another idea that I love is gratitude walks. While walking, you can notice things. Pay attention to the birds and their chirping, leaves, the buildings around you, dogs walking by, all of the smells, or the sunlight shining down on you.
That is so true, James. A third idea that I love, sensory appreciation, such as the coffee is bitter, the bread is crunchy, the breeze is cool, the pillow is soft. These are ideas that can help you appreciate what's around you, and these sentences can help improve your English too.
Bitter means not sweet, like dark chocolate, black coffee, or grapefruit.
Oh, another idea that I try to do every day is compliment practice. Compliment one person a day. Compliments improve vocabulary for personality and appearance.
That's a great one. I need to do that too. Personality adjectives are useful. Some useful ones are kind, generous, funny, patient, confident, creative, and thoughtful.
Another super important one is to reframe complaints. If you complain about delays, reframe as, I have extra time to think or listen to music.
Or reframe cleaning as I'm creating a comfortable environment for future me.
And last idea, Gratitude journaling in English. Very powerful for vocabulary because details require words.
And details create fluency.
Exactly. Language and gratitude are both about noticing.
Before we finish, I want to say something for listeners. If English feels difficult, slow, or embarrassing, that's normal. It's not a failure, it's growth. Growth is uncomfortable at first.
And uncomfortable doesn't mean negative. It just means new.
Yes, and new things require patience and curiosity.
Curiosity plus gratitude is a strong combination for learning.
And for life.
So today, before we end, 3 reminders for our listeners. 1. Gratitude helps your mental health. 2. Positivity is realistic optimism, not denial. And 3. Small wins matter.
Oh, and don't forget number 4. Bonus reminder. Free cookies are sacred.
That too. Very important philosophy. Thank you for listening to Cozy English A to Z's. Don't forget to check out our other videos, please. Like this video if you found it helpful and subscribe. I hope you feel more relaxed, more curious, and a little more positive. You can listen during lunch, on a walk, or anytime during the day. See you next time.
Bye, everyone.
Bye, guys.